I'm Dan Metcalfe, creator of the 60 Up Balance Board, and this is part 2 of chair training or wheelchair training. It's the same process in here of getting the body activated and the confidence up to be able to start learning to stand on the 60 Up Balance Board and get the most incredible results with confidence and loss of fear, because when we get rid of fear, we create freedom. So with that being said, make sure you've gone through part 1 and you feel successful and strong, because this is going to advance it to another level now. Now, what's critical about that is the foundation wants to be good, and we're going to go through these processes very, very slowly. So please make sure as we're going through these that you follow the instructions and go at your own speed. If you're not ready to go to the next step, stay on the step you're at until you feel confident, or even go back to part 1 and keep doing part 1 and use that as a progression to build up. It's a slow process, and there's no rush to be safe and solid on the 60 up. Now, on here, we're going to go through a number of phases of learning how to stand again. You're going to make sure that the chair or the wheels are pushed up against the board so that you're close, because this is all about shifting your balance and making sure that your skeletal structure, that means the whole way your body is lined up, is in such a strong and positive way to slowly get up. And we're going to go slow. We're not going to go standing up straight away. It's going to be a slow progression of up and down. So again, make sure your foundation is great. Trust the process. Go through this really slow. There is no rush to the end. We want to make sure that you get there safely and that your life gets better, because we've been super smart along the way, and not that we have anything that we don't want to happen because we've jumped steps or rushed to it. Go through slow, but let's get this going, because I know we've had a great part 1. Let's get on to part 2. Okay, so I'm in my chair. All I'm going to do is I'm going to move my chair forward until my feet are on number 1 and number 1. I'm going to lock those wheels in. And all I'm going to do is just rock side to side. In here, I'm getting those feet activated just as part of a warm-up before we go on to the next step. There you go. Just nice and easy. Now make sure your butt is pushed back in the chair. Make sure you're sitting upright. If you want to lean forward slightly, but make sure your back is straight. Don't round over. Sit upright. You can even put your hands on the arm of your wheelchair if you have that, or on the edge of the chair if you have just a regular chair. Good. Now just slowly start lifting your feet up and down. Again, this is just part of the warm-up of the second part of these exercises. There you go, good. Nice and easy. Excellent. Good, now what I want you to do is lift your toes up, lift your heels up. So all I'm doing is I'm rolling along my feet into this position. We want to get those feet activated and feeling the pressure. If the board is staying center, that's great, because you've got even pressure on both. But if you end up, the board is pushing one way or rocking, slow it down. Feel the pressure, feel the pressure, feel the pressure, feel the pressure. Good. Just shake those legs out. I can feel my calves working in here. And if some of you haven't been exercising as much as you'd like to, those muscles are going to get tired pretty quick, so make sure we stretch them out. Now, one way to stretch, if you'd like, is lean forward, pull your right foot back, and just pull up on your toe, and you'll feel the stretch in the back of your calf. Now you go to the other foot. Pull up the left foot, grab the toe, and just pull that toe back a little bit and feel that stretch. If you need to have it where you can't lean forward quite as much, use the other hand to reach that toe so you're not going around the outside, and then put it down and take your right foot and just pull that toe up just a little bit. There you go, good. Come back and just rock side to side. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do in this progression now is I want you to scoot your butt forward just a little bit. Right, so I've moved about halfway forward, so my knees now are in line. Instead of being behind my feet, I now have moved forward. Now from here, all I want you to do is push with your feet and begin the process where you can just feel your butt coming off of the chair. So I push down and I'm just lifting slightly off. My arms are helping a little bit, and I'm just pushing up and trying to push with both feet so that I don't have the board rocking. There you go, good. Now what I want you to do is lean more forward and just lift a little bit. So it's just a small motion. Now we're gonna rock. Here, your butt stays in the middle of the chair. I'm gonna lean back. I squeeze my abs and I just push on my legs. There you go. You come back and you're just gonna push on those legs. There you go, good. You're completely safe. If you have a regular chair, put your hand on the edge of the chair and just a little push here. Don't push too hard. Just make sure that on the edge of the chair, you can be here and just pushing yourself up just a little bit and then come and sit back down. Good, what I want you to do is just take your legs, move them forward and just kick them like you're in a swimming pool. Just in here, just to loosen them up and then rest them on the board. And we're gonna go again, just kick those legs, bring them down. And last time, kick those legs, bring them down, and now bring them back again into the center. There you go. So now what I want you to do, we're gonna do the same thing again. Scoot your butt almost to the edge of the chair. Put your hands on here. Now, rock back, lift up, and I want you to just push on the board and sit down again. There you go, good. So you're gonna rock forward, push up, feel the weight going on your feet, rock it a couple of times, and then come back down again. Now to rock it, lean forward, scoot your butt to the edge, and just rock it in here. I want you to feel the weight on those legs and come down. Now as you're doing this, your butt should be this much off of the chair. If I go here, it's just a small little one here, and then I'm back down again. Excellent. Push your butt to the edge and just rock that board side to side. There you go, good. So I can feel my legs working. And again, push your butt to the edge, rock forward, push just a little bit. My butt is just off of the chair and I can feel my legs working and getting stronger. Now come back down, good. Take your legs forward, straighten them out, just kick them as if they're in a swimming pool and put them down. So if this exercise is as far as you go at this point, just keep doing this one and stopping at this point. We're gonna move on, but I don't want you to move on until you feel really comfortable and confident having your weight on the board. Good. Now what we're gonna do is I want you to go into here. You're now gonna lean forward and I just want you to hold the poles and just lift your butt up and sit down. So it's just up and sit down. And I'm literally just a little bit taking my butt off of the chair. It's a really easy motion because you can just sit back down again. Now, when I'm doing this, make sure you lean forward. Your head should be ahead of your knees as you pull. So I'm here and I want to really push down on that board with my feet. Really push my feet into the board. Okay, so the video just jumped a little bit there. So we're gonna go here. Now what I want you to do is push forward and see if you can hold that position. So I'm just here and then sit back down again. There you go, good. So you're not standing up, you're just leaning your head forward, trying to put your head in line with the poles. Push down on your legs, scoot that butt forward, hold that balance, and then sit back down again. And this is a tough exercise, trust me. If you're having a hard time with this one, it's understandable. You're not doing bad, you're doing great. If you want to go back to here and push your head forward through the poles, so you're here and just pushing your head forward, that's a great way to start this exercise as well, or go backwards. If you're having a hard time, you can go back to this one. So again, think, roll forward, your butt's on the edge of the seat, you then push your head in line with the poles. So I'm just in this position here, a bit like a downhill skier that's going really fast downhill. There you go, good. And come back and rest. Good, just shake those legs out. We're gonna go back and do it one more time. I'm gonna do it with the poles. Again, going into that forward position. But for you, if you'd like to, hold on to the chair and just push your head forward so your weight goes onto the feet. Are you ready? So again, butt close to the edge of the seat, push those feet down, roll forward and put your head through the poles and sit down. Now, before we do the next one, let me explain something to you really quickly. As I go to here, if the board rocks, the metal poles will hold me and the chair is right behind me to come back into again. But I do advise having someone with you, as certainly as you begin to learn this exercise, just to make sure they can be there to support you. It's really important that safety is everything with me. You'll know if you follow the 60 Up program, I talk about safety all the time and taking care of each other. So here we go. Scoot your butt to the edge, roll forward, put your weight on your feet, push your head forward, push, hold, 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 and back down again. And we're gonna go again. Are you ready? I scoot forward, I put my feet, my weight over, my head goes forward, and I push, and I'm in here. You'll notice how forward I am. My shoulders are now almost in line with the pole, and then I'm gonna sit back down again. And look, this can be a really tough workout, especially if you've jumped onto this really, because you're doing great on the others. You've got to rebuild that strength in your legs. So don't rush through this. Maybe just do this one time and then take a break and do it one time, and eventually you'll do it 2 times. Don't, and I say this all the time in every program that I teach, don't go to the point where you're exhausted or too tired. Make sure as you're doing this that you're feeling strong. As you begin to get tired, take a break, take a rest, come back to it tomorrow if you feel that your muscles have maxed out. Okay, so the next one we're gonna do on here, we're now gonna go to a semi-standing position. So I'm gonna make sure my feet are good on the board. I'm now gonna rock forward. I scoot to the edge of the chair. I now push my head diagonally forward up, and I begin to stand, and then I sit back down again quickly. I want you to know that the chair's there behind you, it's safe, right? This is a great thing to do on your sofa as well, but you have to really scoot to the edge of the sofa, and sometimes they can be really soft. So we got to make sure that you're in a good position. Again, I'm not even holding the handles. I'm holding my shoulder height here because that gives me more mobility and strength to be able to get my core going. Are you ready? So I roll forward. I now push with my feet. I push my head. I scoot my butt to the edge. I push my head. I begin to half stand up. I feel that motion, and then I sit back down again. Let's try it again. I roll forward. I push forward. And you rock. Now, if you find that you feel the board is coming up, first off, the chair will stop it sliding back. Secondly, if you feel that the board is lifting up, push your head more forward. So I'm in here, get your butt closer to the edge of the seat, push your head and push forward more so you feel like you're pushing onto your toes. If you have your weight on your toes, it can't go backwards. They are good. Half stand, half stand, half stand, and come back down again. Now, just watch this. If I'm up here and I feel that it's rocking side to side, don't worry, the board is safe. It can't rock more than this. And those metal poles will give you the freedom to stay there and find that you can sit down back into your chair again. Okay, here we go. You ready? And you push forward onto your toes. There's your stand. Small stand, small stand, small stand, and sit down again. Good. And the progression from this, which we're going to go on to, is we're going to add the rock on purpose. So we really work the right side, then the left side, then the right side, then the left side. So grab hold of the pole, shoulder height, scoot to the edge of your chair. Make sure your feet are solid on 1 and 1, or maybe just even a little bit wide, like 1 1/4, 1 1/4. So you roll forward, push your head forward up. Now when you're in here, just let your feet rock side to side. There you go. So you're just rocking side to side and getting that confidence. If at any point you're not sure, just sit back down. The chair is right there. Are you ready? Here we go again. We're going to stand up. So edge of the chair, push your head diagonally forward, stand up. Now rock side to side. Good. Now what I want you to do here is find your balance. See if you can keep that board in the middle. There you go. Good. That board's in the middle. Now come and sit back down. Good. Sit back, shake those legs out because your legs will be getting tired. Beautiful. There you go. We're going to go one more time. You go from here, scoot your butt to the edge of the chair. Now push over your toes so your head goes diagonally forward. You're up. Now rock side to side. Feel that board going side to side. Feel those muscles in your legs beginning to work. There you go, good. Now, can you find your balance in the middle? Hold that middle, hold that middle, hold that middle. Good, can you rock again? If you want to, you're going into that rock again. Awesome. Now, can you find that balance in the middle? If you need to, sit down. Let's go one more time. Can you rock side to side? There you go. You're not even standing upright yet, but you're building that strength. Now, can you find that balance in the middle? Awesome. And then come and sit back down again. Great job, because you're almost all the way up. All the way up. Almost all the way up. And we're going to go to that. So just sit back. Put your legs straight out. Grab your water. We haven't even had water yet. And you know I'm always on about make sure you stay hydrated. Excellent. So the next one we got, we're going all the way up. So again, go through these progressions, getting out of a chair or getting out of a wheelchair. There's no rush. If this takes you 2 months to do, it's okay, because every day you're getting a little closer to those goals you have. So I really want you to take your time. Don't get to this point until you can get all the other points where you feel confident and safe. Okay, let's go to the last step of getting up on the balance board. Are you ready? Here we go. You scoot your butt to the edge of the chair. You're going to put your weight on your feet now. This is what I want you to do. Let me show you one time through before you join in with me. I'm going to lean forward and push my head as normal up and through. Now I'm going to push up. I'm going to take my right hand, my left hand, and I'm going to stand up into this position. If at any point you don't feel safe, you can just sit right back down again and your chair is here, ready to go. Okay, so if you want to try it or only do half of it, go halfway with me. Just go to where we were before. But if you want to give it a try, let's go all the way. But again, try and have someone with you. Safety first. Make sure the chair is safe behind you. And again, trust, because these metal poles will hold you. So don't panic. Don't freak out. They're here to support your body. Just be strong and trust you. So I scoot to the edge of my chair. I rock forward. I come up. I move my right hand up. I move my left hand up. And I stand up. And there you go. Now I'm completely standing up. And when you're here, have the freedom to rock side to side. It's that easy. I can just push with my legs. And if I feel off balance like I'm falling, then I can just pull on my arms to pull me back. But the way to do that is keep your body in the middle. Don't let your body lean. Let your feet walk as if you're just here. There you go. Good. And I'm just pushing on my left leg, pushing on my right, but I'm keeping my body in the middle. I'm not going with the board. I just want to keep my body here. There you go. And again, I've got the camera where I'm just a little bit out of camera. If I stood upright, I'd be here, but I want to talk to you. But again, you can be standing upright. Good. Now to sit down, all I want you to do is slide your hands down a little bit as you bend your knees. The chair's behind, and just gently sit back down again. Perfect. Let's try that one more time. Are you ready? Here we go. Scoot my butt to the edge. Take my head forward. I step into here. I begin to stand up. My right hand goes up. My left hand goes up. And now I'm just going to rock side to side as I'm standing on the board. There you go. And if you want a little challenge, can you find the middle? Can you find that balance on the board? Again, it's critical. If you're doing these exercises, you have to have the metal poles. They've got the strength to support your whole body. And then to sit down again, just slide your hands slightly as you bend your knees, hold on and lower yourself back, and you're back into your chair. And that's it. That's how to get up on the 60 up balance board. And if you go through these exercises slowly and build the strength and start doing it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, how many can I do in a minute? How many times can I do in 30 seconds until I build to a minute? There's so many options that you have. So what I want to do now is move on to another part, this final part, to start getting strong so you strengthen up your grip on the poles. And once you've got all through these, you should have the ability, if I move this back just a little bit, eventually you scoot to the edge of your chair, you're on here, you push your head forward, and you're able to stand up and sit down again and stand up. Now, if you get to this point, now you can start joining in the real 60 up program with Bob Eubanks, where you get into here. But this is the whole prerequisite or the confidence builder to go from a chair to getting onto the board. So again, The way that you get out of the chair to get into that is once you've gone through the whole program, it's the same difference. You scoot, you hold on to the pole, don't pull back, push your head forward, you stand up. These poles will support you. Even if you begin to lean to the side, they'll support you, and you can start getting into the exercises that we do and moving your hands so you can step, tap, and do all the different exercises we do in the 60 Up program with Bob Eubanks and further to get your full mobility and balance back again. Okay, so that's how we progress. Now, what I want to do is add a couple of exercises in here so that you can develop your upper body strength as well. Let me grab the bands. So again, you may have to have somebody come in and put these bands on for you. It's very simple how they go together. And you can do all these exercises with the bands always on the board, and you don't even have to take them off. I kept them off so that you could see just the basic program. But as we're in here, I'm going to go back in my chair. So again, if you need somebody to come and do this for you, just ask someone to put the bands in. They just easily hook into the holes at the front. I'm going to move my chair forward again. I'm going to put my feet on the board and I'm going to lock my wheels in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the hooks to face inside. So the first exercise we're going to do, have your feet slightly apart, my hands here. All I'm going to do is pull up and down. We're just doing our little bicep curls. So you can do this many ways. You can do this 10 times, right? Which we're going to do right now. I think that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Or you can alternate and your feet are holding the board on the ground without even knowing it, right? They're just on there. So I go 1, 2, 3, and you notice how the board begins to rock. 4. As it does, resist with your feet. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And come and place the handles back on the hooks and you can rest. Grab a quick drink of water. Excellent. Very good. So that's one exercise, and you could do these, you can do 3 sets, you can do this 3 times, so a total of 30. We do have higher level resistance bands for some of you, those that have really strong upper bodies, and you can move up because these yellow ones are light resistance, and we go all the way up to bodybuilder resistance. So again, this is great for you to be able to work the upper body. The second one we're going to do is going to be a back exercise. So take the hands, sit back in your chair. What I want you to do is lift your elbows high and pull those hands back. 2. Keep those elbows high. 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Good. Or you can do it where you go one arm at a time like we did. So we go 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, and all you're doing is pulling those elbows back. 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, and think of your back muscles working. 7, 7. So as you're doing this, pull from your back, and your back muscles are tightening, which is why your arm is bending. You're squeezing those back muscles. 9, and this should be 10 and 10. Very good. So you put that back on. Oh, I can feel my upper muscles. And so if you want to stretch, just lean forward. Push those shoulders forward. And again, what you're noticing, or maybe haven't noticed, is how the board is balanced a lot because you've got even pressure. That's your brain working on its own without thinking about it and learning pressure points. Okay, next exercise we're going to do. Grab the bands. All we're going to do now is lean very slightly forward, and I just want you to lift your right arm up and your left arm up. You're going to do it almost in line with the pole because that's your shoulder width. 3, 3, and only do as many as you can. 4, 4, but a little bit every day is better than too much in one go. 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, and 10, and 10. So that gives you a few ideas of exercises that you can do in here just to build some of your upper body strength. We've got 2 more to do. Actually, we've got 3 more to do, but 2 body parts. So the first one, scoot your butt back again. All I want you to do in here is, we did it already, put your hands on your knees and blow out and squeeze your stomach and back. Now, as you get better at this, all you have to do is push back with your hands a little bit, add a little resistance, and you'll strengthen those stomach muscles up. 4, 5. Breathe in, blow out. Breathe in, blow out. And suck that stomach in. As you blow out, just feel those muscles tightening. All you're doing is, you blow out, you squeeze your stomach and then release it. Last one. Good. So that's the next exercise. We're going to do another ab exercise. What I want you to do is scoot your butt forward and you're leaning back in here. All I want you to do now is just lift your feet up. But as you lift your feet up and you'll feel the board move, I want you to squeeze your stomach muscles. So now we're working a little bit closer down to the leg area of the abs, the lower abdominals, and just strengthening. You'll notice that as I lift my leg, I'm curling my body forward. So I'm here, curl that body forward, and curl that body forward, and curl that body forward. Let's go 2 more after this one. Here we go. Right leg and left leg. Good, and scoot your butt back again. And that was an ab exercise for this area of the muscles. The first one we did was kind of everything, but it contracts at the top at the most. So we start the squeeze when we lean, and then we squeeze the top. This one, when you're in here, you're really squeezing the lower part into there. Good. So that gives you a couple of exercises to do. Another one that we can do in here, which we don't need the balance board for as well, is just a little twist to the side. Little twist to the side. And as you twist, squeeze those abs. So I'm really squeezing as I'm twisting. This will help strengthen your whole core area so that you're not in a position where you're only strong just on one side, but you're working the whole twist. And then you can get into a motion without stopping, and you're using the same motion as you were before, which is twisting. And the whole time I'm squeezing like I was when I was doing these ones, but now I'm squeezing, I hold it, and now I'm just twisting side to side. And come back to the middle. Okay, that's great. So the last exercise we're going to do today, you're going to have longer bands. With the 60 up system comes longer bands for above your head. So let me go and grab those bands. And again, you'll have somebody help you put these in. I'm going to use the red bands because that's what I have available, but you will have the yellow ones to start. These now are going to hook into the side of the board. And you'll find all this information on the, on the setup when you get the board, how to assemble all these bands. And there you go. And I come back and sit into the chair. So you've got the bands set up. You're doing great. Now what I want to do is turn the hooks to the outside. So you'll see them here. Now I take these bands, I put them here, and all I'm going to do is push above my head. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm keeping that board still by having good pressure with my feet. 6, 7, 8, last 2, 9, 10. Good. And I can place these back on the hook. There's an upper body overhead, so I begin to build my shoulder strength as well, going up above my head. Now, one way you can adapt that is go one arm, one, and you'll notice as you pull, the board wants to move. So now you push down with your feet to make sure that you're controlling the rock. So while your upper body's working, your feet are also getting stronger and feeling pressure points to control the movement, so that again, your brain is connecting with your body to be able to have movement and control at the same time. One more each side and down. And that concludes our training program. Now, little tip here, if you're not using the long bands, take them off, because I don't want them to get caught underneath the board as you're rocking side to side. So the long bands, I normally don't leave on, but you can leave the short bands on all the time, so you never have to worry about those. So with that being said, let me just move the chair back. Let me come and just have a quick cool down. So remember, and you'll see I'm sweating in here, it's not an easy workout. When you're in here, go slow, safety points. Follow the exercises, follow the direction. Don't do something you don't feel comfortable about. And when you first start, try and have somebody with you. If you can't have someone with you, just go through the basic motions until someone can be there, or until you feel so strong that you go incrementally, small little steps at a time. Trying to stand up out of the chair, don't just jump up, go small and find that confidence. I'm beginning, and go a little bit more until you get to that point where you're not quite so confident, and go backwards one step. So you always build confidence. And over a week or two, I'm confident that you will feel that confidence. The board is safe when it's used right. If you don't use it right, or you're not aware of your surroundings, you can put yourself obviously in a position where, no different than the no board, just walk in, that you can have an accident. So it's really important, follow the steps so you're safe. The other thing that I tell people all the time, if you don't feel confident and you want to try it without being in a chair, and you're going to start, put the balance board in front of your sofa. The sofa is super soft. So if you begin to feel unconfident, and the board will hold you, but if you begin to feel unconfident, you can just sit back and go into a soft cushion, and you're always safe. I had one lady who said she tends to fall to the right a lot, never backwards. I said, and then turn the board sideways so the right hand side is by the sofa. So if you feel that you're going over and you're unconfident and you begin to panic a little bit, then just allow yourself to push onto the sofa. You're safe. Now, one golden rule, never put your body ahead of the poles. You can put your head as if it's going forward through, but never let your body go through. And those metal poles are super strong. Again, I emphasize, if you're doing chair workout to learn to stand to get on the board, the metal poles are so critical. It gives a whole nother level of confidence. And eventually, when you're really confident and your body's doing great, you can then work back to the yellow poles that have flex. They're not quite as strong. So some people, they won't break, but they're not quite as strong as far as the resistance. And some people feel really unconfident with those because they're not yet confident in their body. But once you're confident in your body, those poles are dynamic. I prefer, and when I'm teaching, I teach with the yellow poles because it advances your progression, because you can't control the board with the poles. But if I'm starting off with people that are not confident or been having issues, I always go with the metal poles first, and then we progress slowly. So that's the end of the training for the chair and wheelchair training program. Just to get you started, trust it, trust you, trust the steps. Trust that you can get better. Tap into your character and your soul and your spirit. And don't tap into the fear that's there because of things that have happened in the past. Go through the steps slow, don't push it. And again, go at your own pace, because it's critical that you know you better than anybody knows you. And I want you to build slowly, carefully, so you can be completely successful. Thanks so much for joining me. Again, always reach out if you have questions, concerns, or comments. I'm here to help. 60 Up is here to help. And we want to get you up out of that chair, confidently up, and then working on your standing balance so you can get outside and go and play and live life again. Thanks so much, and I'll see you back on 60 Up soon. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.